In this episode, the Geordie and the Gragok slow things down and explore the Margaret River region, where the long roads of the last few episodes give way to good food, fine wine, excellent gin, and the realisation that they have arrived back into civilization. And it tastes very good indeed. Busselton is one of those places that looks pleasant, behaves politely, and then casually reveals that it's been quietly impressive for quite some time. Founded in the 1830s, it grew up around timber, agriculture, and the mild, almost suspiciously cheerful waters of Geographe Bay, which explains why people never seem to leave once they arrive. But the real star of the show is this, the Busselton Jetty. Stretching an astonishing 1.8 kilometres out into the bay, it's the longest timber-piled jetty in the southern hemisphere. A structure so unapologetically long, it feels less like a pier and more like a statement of intent. Construction began in 1865, originally to load timber and supplies onto ships, and then, in what can only be described as a refusal to stop, it just kept growing. Over the decades, it survived fires, cyclones, neglect, and at least one very serious attempt to demolish it before being rescued by locals who quite sensibly decided it was too magnificent to lose. Today, instead of cargo, it carries people, on foot or aboard the slightly surreal jetty train, trundling serenely out across the bay like something from a seaside dream sequence. At the very end sits the underwater observatory because apparently simply being enormous wasn't enough. The jetty also had to go downwards. And standing here, watching the train disappear into the distance with the water calm and endless beneath it, you begin to understand why Busselton doesn't shout about itself. It doesn't need to.
What do you think of Busselton, Stuart?
I think it's awesome. It's a lovely place. It'd be a lovely place to come and sit in the brewery and get a little bit squiffy. Picture a brewery here.
This is Cape Naturaliste Lighthouse. And yes, before you ask, it really is that small. Just 20 metres tall, it looks almost apologetic for being a lighthouse at all. But that's entirely the point.
This is my gorgeous wife being interactive.
It's a Fresnel.
Fresnel?
Yeah, the Fresnel lens.
I think I hit that once.
You see the short lens, it doesn't give out as much light.
Mm.
You see?
Yeah.
Whereas if you use a Fresnel,
Which is like my glasses.
it's just like a massive amount of light.
Like to touch a Fresnel light.
Oh, yes. Touch the Fresnel lens. Oh.
Just think
It's
of
got
all
ridges.
think of all the Jeremy kids' hands that have been on that.
Antibacterial ones and the cards for him.
Similarity?
To me,
Yeah, bird watching with a binoculars.
Sitting on top of a high limestone bluff, it didn't need to be enormous because nature had already done most of the hard work. Height was provided free of charge. The lighthouse was built in 1903 and first lit in 1904, constructed from local limestone hauled up here by bullock wagon, because obviously that's what people did for fun in the early 20th century. Its job was to guide ships safely past dangerous reefs and strong currents that had already claimed more than a few unlucky vessels. Unlike most lighthouses that try very hard to be seen, Cape Naturaliste is understated. Short, solid, efficient. It simply stands here, quietly separating the calm waters of Geographe Bay from the far less forgiving Indian Ocean, doing its job without shouting about it. For decades it was staffed by lighthouse keepers and their families, living out here permanently, watching the weather, trimming the light, and wondering how they ended up in a place this exposed and this spectacular. Today the views are peaceful, dramatic, and utterly postcard-worthy, although slightly undermined by prominent signs reminding you that dangerous venomous snakes may be active. Which is Australia's way of saying, yes, it's beautiful, but do watch where you put your feet. A small lighthouse perched on a large cliff in a big landscape, quietly doing exactly what it has done for over a century.
So what did you think, Janice?
I thought it was lovely.
I was a bit disappointed in its girth and its length.
No, it didn't have the
I
curtain.
thought it'd be taller, a lot taller. And I thought it'd be a lot wider.
Oh dear.
I know.
Hate it when he's disappointed.
Where are we going, Janice?
First winery of the day, Vasse Felix.
Vasse Felix. That's
My husband's going to try the wine for the first time. He usually go on magical mystery tours, and I get to try the wine while he drives.
This is Vasse Felix, and whether they meant to or not, this is where Margaret River wine actually began. Founded in 1967 by Dr. Tom Cullity, it was the first winery in the region, established by a man who looked at an empty stretch of farmland and thought, yes, Cabernet would work here. At the time, everyone else thought he was mad. Fortunately, he was right. What followed was a wine region that quietly became world-class, producing bottles that now travel far further and far more elegantly than any road trip ever will. As beginnings go, this is a very good one.
We're going to zoom in. Can you read it yet?
No, it's...
No. I think it needs to be in Braille.
Alright, so just one tasting?
Yes,
All
please.
right.
Thank you.
So a lot of lees aging, 20 months. Just so you get that kind of nice brioche, filled with that zesty freshness from the Chardonnay. Let's do this one.
I'm trying to look all posh, but I just want to chug it really. I kept the receipt so I can bring it back if I don't like it.
You won't. As if you would. You even said to the guy.
I'll be back for more. My new baby.
This is Cullen Wines, which, in Margaret River terms, means you're now dealing with one of the serious ones. Founded in 1971 by Kevin and Diana Cullen, this was one of the pioneering wineries that helped prove the region wasn't just scenic, but capable of producing genuinely world-class wine. What began as a hopeful experiment quickly became a benchmark, particularly for Cabernet and Chardonnay. Today, it's run by their daughter Vanya Cullen, who has taken things even further by embracing organic and biodynamic winemaking long before it was fashionable. The idea here is simple. Look after the land properly and the wine will do the rest. There's no fuss, no gimmicks, just vineyards, careful farming, and bottles that have earned international respect by quietly being excellent. At this point, tasting notes become very serious, glasses are swirled with intent, and everyone quietly agrees it would be irresponsible not to take a bottle home for further research. After 2 wineries, several tasting glasses, and a level of professional nodding that suggests serious commitment, the Geordie reaches a perfectly natural conclusion. It's time for lunch, and possibly a brief lie-down. The Gragok has booked them into Amelia Park restaurant for lunch, where civilization is presented on a plate, and recovery begins almost immediately. To start, the Gragok opts for a chili crab crumpet with lemon curd and butter, which sounds odd, looks dangerous, and tastes absolutely superb. The Geordie goes for a beef skewer, simple, direct, and reassuring, which feels appropriate given recent events. Then comes the main attraction, shared, legendary, and quite rightly famous. The slow-roasted Amelia Park lamb shoulder, served with carponnata, fregolasada, chopped herbs, and pepitas. A dish so good it interrupts conversation, restores morale, and confirms that whatever the morning involved, it was entirely worth it. The Geordie, having bravely sampled multiple vineyards earlier, now clearly understands his limits and accepts that after just 2 wineries, a pause involving lamb, carbohydrates, and silence is not weakness. It's strategy. Once again, the Margaret River region proves it has an extraordinary talent for pairing excellent wine with food that quietly demands you stay a while longer. And at this point, nobody is in any hurry to leave. But fully refueled, well-fed, and with the Geordie officially declaring 2 wineries his daily limit, and with the car already suspiciously full of wine, it's time to move on.
Where are we, Janice?
We're at Gralyn Estate.
And why are we here, Janice?
Because many, many, many moons ago, we came here and we bought some fortified wine for my dad.
Oh.
And he said he liked it, so I guess we're buying some more for him.
Oh, no harm bringing your dad a present.
No harm
He certainly
at all.
made me a fabulous present. There was nothing to do with your mum, obviously. I'm going to hell for that one, Joe.
After lunch, the pace changes again. This time not for wine, but for memory. This is Gralyn Estate, one of the quiet originals of the Margaret River region. Founded in 1975, it was the first winery here to open a cellar door, back when selling wine directly to visitors was considered a slightly eccentric idea. Today, Gralyn is best known for its exceptional fortified wines, crafted slowly, traditionally, and without any rush at all. And this stop matters. Years ago, Janice bought a bottle of Gralyn port for her dad. He loved it. The flavour stayed with him, and it stayed with her. So today, standing here again, another bottle is chosen, not just as a purchase, but as a small echo of something remembered. Sometimes travel isn't about discovering new places. It's about finding old moments, quietly waiting for you.
What are you doing, Janice?
I'm having a gin flight.
Well, what time is it, Janice?
10:20 in the morning.
I'm particularly interested in the one in the middle because it changes colour when you add stuff to it. What's that one, do you know?
That's native.
Oh,
Oh, it tickles my nose.
interesting approach for a gin.
That's tickle my nose.
Then you add that in. Then you test again.
That's watermelon and mint, I think.
This is a whole meal. That's not a very elegant way of doing mixing, is it?
It's not very elegant right now.
Dear Ginversity, you can make that better.
The tonic's really nice.
There you go. Well, I'll leave it to drink that and then we'll come back for the second glass. Right, what's next? It's the magic bottle, isn't it?
Well, this is the one that apparently changes colour.
Yeah, it's all magic. So what does it taste like when it's blue without any bits in it? Because it should, according to the marketing material, the Indian Ocean is part of who we are. We crafted this gin as a unique celebration of the great ocean and its spiritual significance to every West Australian. Add citron juice or tonic water to your gin and marvel as the colour changes.
All right, let's see.
Oh, that's purple.
It changed. It changed.
There you go. Try it now. I don't know what kind of whether juniper, sandalwood.
All right, that's my favourite.
The colour should be strawberry and rosemary.
That's my favourite.
Is that just because it gimmickly changes?
No, that's not why. It is really, really lovely.
Does anybody else believe her? Because I'm on the fence.
I may have had 2 gins. So my judgment may be impaired already.
Oh dear, it's going to be one of those days, folks. One last late addition to the tasting list, otherwise known as Sriracha gin. I mean, what could go wrong?
Sriracha chili gin.
Yeah. Are you ready for the description? Have a taste and I'll give you the description.
Oh, I can smell it.
Using a lime burner's whiskey barrel, add fresh chili and garlic to slowly ferment. Our premium dry gin, having been barrel aged, melds with the oak, whiskey, sriracha and a few secret botanicals. And then underneath it tells you what the secret botanicals are, which are juniper, chili and garlic.
I have to
Very
say,
secret.
it tastes like one of my stir fries. I'm just saying.
That's a good thing. I like
Not
your
one of the
stir-fries.
ones I make for you.
Oh,
The ones I
okay.
make for me.
You haven't even put your extra bit of chilli in it yet. Go for it. Put your extra
No,
bit
no,
of chilli in your
that
lime
you
in
can
before you
get
add
in-
your tonic. Try that first.
Oh, I can't get it out.
So it's
I
supposed
have to say, you can absolutely taste the chili. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Would you like to try some? Oh, it's got some kick. Excited.
No. Why would you offer the man who's allergic to chili?
I know, it sounds terrible.
Very strange.
It is.
Well, let's see. Does it change colour when you put your tonic in? No. Boring gin.
I might put more tonic in because it's a bit spicy.
It must be spicy if you're saying that, my love.
It's really nice when it's put tonic in.
There you go.
I don't think Kiara will like it. Hello, Kiara. I don't think she'll like it.
Hello, Kiara. Oh, sorry. Yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna tag her.
And so ends a thoroughly enjoyable 5 days in the Margaret River region. There was breakfast in Margaret River, a stroll along the Busselton Jetty, windswept views at Cape Naturaliste Lighthouse, wine tastings at Vasse Felix and Cullen Wines, lunch at Amelia Park, gin tasting at Ginversity, and a quietly meaningful stop at Gralyn Estate. There was outstanding food, seriously good wine, expertly sampled gin, a car that somehow filled itself with bottles, and just enough restraint to pretend this was all perfectly sensible. It's fair to say Margaret River delivered everything it promised, and a little more besides. Next time, the journey continues with the final drive into Perth, the last stretch of road and the end of this long journey west. Thanks very much for watching, and if you'd like to see how it all finishes, don't forget to like and subscribe.